Good morning, everyone. This is Leah Dixon in Port Coquitlam, British Columbia. I am here this morning. It's Tuesday, March 23rd, with my regular 9 a.m. Facebook Live. I'm so happy to be here this week. I had such a blast last week stamping the rainbow every morning, but it's nice to get back to a little bit of a usual routine. So back to my normal, where I kind of pick one product for the week and I feature it and share samples with you guys all week long. And this week we are featuring the alphabet dies. So I'm going to actually, I'm just going to pop in here and see if I can leave a comment so that I can see your comments when they come up. There we go. So that's done. So I'm going to switch my screen over to my desktop. And there you have it. That is the majority of the dies from our Playful alphabets. You can see there's a few in here that are missing. Because I've actually already got them pulled out for today's project. So it's a crazy jumble of all the letters, numbers, exclamation points and quotations, hashtags, stars, like you name it, it's in here. It's like a real full alphabet. And so we're going to be designing today, and I'm making a little bit of a punny card today. That's kind of one of the things that I love about using alphabet dies is you get to make your own stuff. Good morning, Norma. Good morning, Janine. Happy spring break, Janine. So nice to not go to work, eh? All right, so to start with, I'm going to show you how these dies work and how they work best. So I've got here a little strip of Calypso Coral cardstock. And you don't have to, but I personally really like putting adhesive on the backs of these so that they're more like little stickers that I can attach to things as opposed to trying to glue these little guys down. So what I'm going to do is I've just got like strips of like leftovers from when I've done larger sheets, and so this one's perfect. It fits in there nicely. Not even going to bother like lining this up and, measuring it and everything. I'm just going to come in here and snip a little bit smaller than what it actually is. I'm going to put that leftover piece back into my package of, these are adhesive sheets. And so I've just popped that back in there. So I've got it ready to use for another project. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to peel the back off this now and make this whole sheet of cardstock into a sticker sheet. And you're probably thinking, wow, how many words is she doing? It's not that. It's that this was the size of paper I had and the size of adhesive I have. And when I'm done, so like here's one that I did. I put the backing on. I cut out the letters I needed. When I'm done, I just throw this into my case. So then if I ever need Seaside Spray with sticker on the back, I don't have to do the sticker. It's already ready to go. Good morning, Elaine. Nice to have you join us. All right. And I don't know if it's morning where all of you are. I know it's morning where Janine is here in BC with me. But I have noticed that I'm getting people from across Canada watching. And sometimes I say good morning and they're like, oh, I just finished lunch. All right. Now, this is the tricky part, is getting the backing off. When you're using a full sheet, they actually have done like the nice creases in it. You can fold it and fold it along the crease and peel it back, but this is like an extra piece of trimming, so I've got to just play with it, and I might rough up this corner a little bit, just hoping that it will loosen its grip. There we go. So once you've done that, you're going to start peeling this. You'll be able to feel which side is sticky and which side is not. Keep your sticky side. Try and keep your fingers on it as little as possible. And then you just put that down. And it doesn't have to be super perfect. Oh yes, it would still be morning in Manitoba. Awesome. And hopefully you guys are warming up there a little bit, Elaine. We finally, well, although the snowflake symbol still came on my car, it was 4 and cold enough to snow yesterday, but it didn't. Hopefully you guys are warming up like us. All right. So now I've got that Calypso coral with the sticker backing on it. I am now going to grab my baby boss here and my plate number 1, my plate number 2, and my piece of sticky backed cardstock now. Now this actually reminds me, as I pull these out and I'm telling you the names of the plates, I'm not sure if it applies to the mini boss, but I know for sure to the big boss. If you're buying replacement plates right now, they had a bit of a mess up at the factory and the numbers didn't get printed on the plates. The plate is still the same. The plate still works the same. Nothing has been affected by the plate. Just if you ordered some replacement plates recently, you're going to see them arriving with no numbers on them. That's just something they wanted us to let everybody know. All right, so now I'm going to take my letters, and now because I don't actually plan on using the reverse image of this particular word for anything, I don't actually have to worry about putting these down in a way that they're going to be straight and looking pretty. If I was, I've shown you guys in previous videos, I would actually lay them out on my grid paper, put washi tape across them, and then put them down. That way they would stay all neatly lined up and I'd be able to use the reverse image for a card. But I have no intentions of using this word on as a reverse image on anything, so I'm just throwing them on here and wanting to keep them up where the adhesive will be though. All right, and then we're going to run this through. So here we go. And just keep running that through. There we have it. So I can put away my baby boss now. And I've got my letters here, and some of them are already popping out for me. And so I have these basically like little alphabet stickers now. And I love this because you can like change it up and do everything in different colors. Like I could have done the whole word in different colors, and it's just awesome. Okay. So now I'll set this aside for in case I ever need more Calypso coral with a sticker on the back. Now you'll notice that most of these didn't pop out of the letters. So the F popped out, but the rest of them didn't. So that's where we're going to get our paper piercer and just pop them out. And then I'm just putting my letters off to the side. If I was smart, I'd be putting them right back onto my alphabet sheet so I don't lose them. But we're going to take our chances and put them in a neat pile on my desk. All right, here we go. Next one. Voila. All right, so that is done. I have my letters, and you may have seen, I think it was upside down when I ran them through, it spells out fishes. Because I have a teenager, almost 16-year-old. Good morning, Martin. He'll be, I guess he's a ways off. He'll be 16 in October, and he still eats goldfish like he's 3. So there's our word fishes. So I am going to be making a birthday fishes card. Now, he eats goldfish like crazy. It's really ridiculous. And so this is the little trick I wanted to share with you. So we've got our punny word created. I cannot remember who I saw this from, but our chick dies, the awesome ones that coordinate with our Hey Chick, the celebration set that came back from 2017 that's not in our catalog. It's so adorable. So actually I should show it to you guys. It's so adorable, and it is available. It's what we call an out-of-catalog product. So we do have the birthday chicks in our holiday catalog, in our JJ catalog, sorry, January to June catalog. But these are the original. These are the original chicks, Hey Chick. Well, so they've brought them back out of catalog offering, and they've brought them back with a gorgeous die set that's a full farm set. You've seen me create with this. But in there is the little die that cuts out our egg. Okay? But if we get rid of our stamp set and we decide not to cut out an egg, but we decide instead to turn our little egg on the side, he makes the perfect goldfish. when I saw that, I just about died because, like, seriously, my kid eats a bowl of goldfish every single day. Comes home from school, big, like, over 6 feet tall guy, pours himself a bowl of goldfish. It's the most hilarious thing. So we're going to cut out a bunch of these. Now, I wish that they had realized that some of us would use this to create goldfish and had put more than one of this little die in the set, but they didn't. So I'm going to have to cut them out 5 times to get my 5 little goldfish. So bring back my baby boss. Okay. I might not have gone all the way. There we go. Okay. You don't actually have to run it through this many times. I just wanted to do the quick, like, forward and back, and then wasn't sure if I had gone far enough forward. All right, here we are. I'll just go all the way through. Then I won't have to guess. All right, so there's 2 of our little goldfish. They are so adorable. I just think this is the funniest little thing. Okay, there we go. 3. And so, as you can see, if you guys were watching me use my Baby Boss back when I first got it, I really struggled with it to get things to run through. I don't know if I've loosened it up by using it so much, or if I've just kind of gotten the hang for it and I get a feel for it now. But now I tend not to have too many issues. Now, this is one thing. I had paper hanging out the front, and they do say not to do that. So I'm just going to trim this up. There we go. And pop that back on. So there we go. Put my die in. Put my plate in. And there we go. And so you can see I've really got the hang of doing this one now. Okay, we need 1 more fish. So if you have purchased the Baby Boss and struggled with it like I did, just keep at it, because you will find the right combo and get the right groove with it, and it will be awesome. Okay, so that is all of our goldfish cut out using that cute little egg die from the Hey Chick dies. I just thought that was the funniest little tip. Now I'll re-straighten out here because we got all messy from doing that die cutting. So yeah, the cute little egg. And I am going to put him back onto my die sheet because I will lose him. He's so tiny. Okay, there we have it. All right, so we've cut out most of the pieces that we need for today's card. Now we're going to grab just a scrap, because I've been really being scrappy lately with my stamping, trying to use up all my scraps. I'm going to grab a scrap and bring in our Pretty Perennial stamp set, but I'm just going to use the birthday and for you out of this set. I'm not using all the flowers and everything. Okay, so just the birthday and for you from Pretty Perennials, some Calypso Coral ink, and I'm literally just popping on here, really not lining it up or anything because I'm going to be cutting it out. I'm going to stamp my birthday and my for you. And voila, we've got those done. Put that away. So that goes over there. Awesome. And then I'm going to grab some paper snips and I'm going to snip these. So I'm leaving just a little bit of a border. And this was probably a 1/2 inch strip because that's what I tend to get. When I cut down those mats to make them 4 by 5 1/4, I end up with 2 1/2 inch strips on my card. Now, I'm looking at these and I think they're just a little bit wider than I want. So you could grab your paper trimmer or you can just use your snips. And I'm just going to trim a tiny bit more off of that to make it the width I want it. Okay, there we go. I think that's better. All right, so just trimmed those up. So birthday fishes for you. Now we get to start putting our card together. And I am going to be using one of my favorite colors. It is a retiring color. This is Seaside Spray. So we've got our Seaside Spray cardstock. This was cut at 4 1/4 by 11 and then scored at 5 1/2. I like to make my horizontal cards with the fold on the side so that they stand up better when somebody puts them onto a fireplace mantle or something. Okay, now I've also got a smaller piece here. Just double check these measurements. Yeah, 4 1/4 by 3. So I've got a smaller piece here at 4 1/4 by 3. Now, I haven't cut my base for you guys yet. This is a piece of paper from the Well Done Designer Series paper. And I wanted to show you guys how I was going to cut this to create my background. So I'm going to grab my paper trimmer here. And I'm going to start by cutting it at 5 1/4. Oh, and you know what? I don't have my cutting blade on there because I was doing some scoring for that 3D project the other day. There we go. So cut it at 5 1/4 because that's a good size for a card base, like that layered piece, and then by 4. So these can go back into my case with my extra Well Done paper. And this piece now creates the perfect mat for this card front. Okay, but before we glue this down, I am going to actually run this through the Big Shot, and, or not the Big Shot, the Big Boss, my big Stampin' Cut and Emboss. Actually, maybe this one will fit. This one still might fit in my mini. I'm using the largest scalloped rectangle die from the Stitch So Sweetly set. This set is like my favorite set. I love those labels. So I'm using the largest scallop from that, and I am going to be very careful to center this completely. So let's just see if this will fit. Oh, it won't because of the size of the paper that I've got. So I'm not going to bother bringing my Big Boss over here. Just know that I'm going to go run this through with it all done up so that this is truly centered because I'm using both pieces. So I'll be right back. Sorry, guys. Okay, thank you for your patience. So there we go. We ran that through. Now I've got both of these pieces here, and I am using both of them on my card. I just wanted to create, instead of having like a solid blue background, I wanted to create a little bit of layering and interest and be able to add in a ribbon and all of that. Okay, so bringing in a retiring ribbon as well. This is the scalloped linen ribbon, and it's the Seaside one. They have them in all the colors. I'm going to just stretch that out across my Designer Series paper and cut off a piece that's a little bit longer than my Designer Series paper actually is. So this ribbon is absolutely gorgeous. It comes in all 5 of those retiring colors, and yeah, love it. Okay, so now I'm going to take this layer. I should move all this out of the way for you guys so I can work up a bit higher on my screen. I'm going to move that out of the way. Now you can use tear and tape, Seal Plus, whatever you'd like. And I'm just doing a little strip of it. Actually, I know that I'm going to need the whole thing done, so I'm actually going to do a strip of it all the way around my whole piece. Okay, so right where the ribbon's going to attach, and then right into all 4 corners for sure. Didn't get that corner very well. Okay, there we go. So we've got that all done up with Seal Plus, and I am using Plus because this really does need to stick. Now I'm going to put this down on there. I'm going to fold it across, stretch it across, and then fold it down on the other side. And now I am going to trim up a little bit of that ribbon so that it's not sticking out off the back there. Okay, so there we have it. So now we have a very sticky layer with a ribbon on it, and we're going to put this straight down onto our card front. Okay, so now this is a bit tricky because you want to make sure you line it up, because once this sticks, it's stuck. Okay, there we go. So we have a card base happening now. We're starting to get somewhere. These two pieces, we're now going to take them and glue them together and then pop them onto our card with dimensionals. So we're just, it's a solid blue background. I mean, let's be real, that's what it is. But I didn't want it to be a boring solid blue background. So we're just kind of allowing ourselves to pop up pieces and create some texture, some depth here. And we're really not doing anything fancy. It's just some die cutting. All right, so we're gluing that piece on, and we're going to use some dimensionals to pop this one up. I had dimensionals, I had a whole bunch. There they are. Dimensionals seem to disappear on my desk. All right, so I'm going to use 6 on here actually, because we're putting quite a bit onto this card piece in a moment. Oh, thank you, Martine. I know the Seaside Spray, and then I'm pretty sure it's Pacific Point that they've used in the Whale Done TSP. They just go so nicely together. There we go. And so that goes on there. So now we've got like a really interesting ocean to start working with. I didn't put that on very straight, darn it. Oh well, we're going to have enough else going on here. We probably won't notice. So now we get to start designing, and I'm going to put on my word fishes first and then kind of work everything else around it. So I'm going to line it up kind of top and bottom over where that ribbon is. So that ribbon's kind of like pointing us to the fishes. And so these, I'm coming in here. They've got that sticky back on them, so I'm peeling off their backings and sticking them down. So no fussing around with liquid glue or trying to get a dimensional to fit under there. Now you could also have used foam adhesive sheets instead of plain adhesive sheets on this, and then they'd actually be popped up. It's a bit more finicky though with cutting, and I wasn't in the mood. All right. So if you really were worried about getting these straight, which I'm clearly not, you could lay a ruler across your page and then line these up on top of the ruler. But I'm just going to kind of eyeball it, and I don't think it matters so much that they're extremely straight. You could even have some fun and like actually make them purposefully not straight. Okay, last letter, here we go. Come on. There we go. And pop this guy down. Okay, so fishes is on there. Now we're going to grab our birthday and our, we had another word here. Where did it go? We had a for you. Let's just check that it didn't get stuck to the bottom. It did. There we go. It was on the bottom of the minibus. That happens sometimes. So I'm going to pop these in here. I'm going to put them on though with mini dimensionals. I am going to pop these up. So here we are. Peel those off. And these ones I am going to get a little bit crooked with. Don't try and line everything up perfectly. All right. Here we go. Yeah. And then we are going to add our goldfish. Now, before I add them though, I'm going to come in and give them a little bit of personality. And the way I'm going to do that is, again, with some more retiring product here. These are the 2019-2021 in color markers. I am going to grab the terracotta tile and then just a Stampin' Right marker, black. Okay, so I am going to come in here and I'm going to give them all little grins. Okay, so here's their little smile. Little smile. There we have it. And then give them, oh, I know, Janine, I love my dimensionals. And then I'm going to give them all cute little eyes. Now, I do find that they look cutest if you put that eye just above their little cheek smile. Kind of giving these guys their look is all about placement on the eye and the mouth. Okay, so now that we've given them a little bit of personality, we can attach them to our card. And of course, we're attaching them with dimensionals, Janine. Shocker. So I'm going to pop a dimensional on the back of each of these guys. And we're going to put our little school of fishies onto our card. Yeah, there we go. So now we'll peel these off. Aren't they sweet? A little goldfish. So funny. I thought that was the best thing ever when I saw them looking like goldfish crackers. Now, the original post, she wasn't actually making a card with them. She was actually making fun little things to do math activities with, like her kindergarten granddaughter or something. You know, for me, I'm going to use them for a 16-year-old boy's birthday card. Why not? So multi-use. There we have it. So we throw it on some fish. And now this card needs that finishing touch. We're going to go a little bit crazy here. These are my favorite. I really, 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 really hope they're not retiring. Artistry Blooms self-adhesive sequins. And we're going to go a little insane with the dimensionals on here. Or not dimensional, sequins. All right, so I've got a ton of them. I'm using up the last of my blues. I really need to order more of these because if they go out of stock, I don't know. And I am literally throwing these in like everywhere. All right, let's pop that in there. And a little bit down there. You can throw them off onto our background here. And like, I'm seriously going insane with these guys. They need to be everywhere. All right, where else do I need them? I also do try and keep like little triangles happening. So I've got 3 triangles. So I'm going to stop there. I have 4 blue ones left. If you turn a fish nose down, oh, it would make a cute fat necktie. Oh, that's cute. Oh, that's a sweet idea, Janine. There we go. Another use for that little egg die from the Hey Chick set. All right, so there you have it. Our crazy sequins all over this card. It is really quite crooked. I might have to snip it off and realign it. So actually, I'm going to show you guys. This is a trick. If you ever put something down with dimensionals and then you're like, oh my gosh, I don't want that there. As long as you're going to put something back where you removed it from, this trick works. You come in with your snips and you run them underneath and you literally snip your dimensionals like you're cutting through the foam. Oh, right now I had extra ones in there, didn't I? Okay, so this is how you fix a dimensional problem, is you run your scissors underneath and you cut it off. And then, as long as you're going to cover up these bits, I mean, now you could really work and pull those off, but because I know I'm covering it up again, I'm not even going to worry about it. I'm just going to pop in here with dimensional slightly off from where my original ones were. Okay, so slightly off, peel those again. Because yeah, that just ended up being way too crooked at the end. So here, another little tip and trick for you to fix things. Now let's make sure we put this on our card the right way around. So I'm going to actually make sure that that's really straight this time. And put it down. There you go. And now nobody knows that I had to peel that off and put it back on. Nothing's kind of warped or torn or rolled from having to try and peel it off. So voila, that is our finished birthday card. Now I do want to show you my original that I made. I made it slightly different. I used blue lettering and orange sequins. I like it both ways, actually. So I'll have to decide which one I am going to give to my kiddo and which one I'm going to package up for somebody else. All right, so that is today's card. Thanks so much for joining me. I will be posting cards for the rest of the week using this Playful Alphabets die, but I probably won't be live again this week. It's spring break and we're going to take some time and enjoy some family stuff, and I also have a lot of fun Stampin' events, some ones that I get to go to as like the customer instead of the demonstrator, so a nice little treat for myself. Thanks so much, Norma. Thanks, Martine and Elaine. So glad you all could join me this morning. I will be back next Tuesday morning with a Facebook Live. I'll be back to work. My kids will still be on spring break for another week, though. But I will be here and happy to stamp with you guys. And oh, I did have one more thing to share with you. I have it in the comments. I have an upcoming free workshop happening on April 8th. It's happening on a different Facebook page. So I have a separate Facebook page just for running online workshops. And so it's happening over there on April 8th. It's completely free to attend, and it really is just like a kind of come and watch and see what's happening, just like a Facebook Live. However, there is the option to kind of like join in. You can either join in after the fact or ahead of the time. This month I'm actually doing a kit, which I don't normally do. Oh, thank you, Mary. So I'm doing a kit, which I don't normally do, but we're going to work on the Dear Friends all-inclusive kit. And then I'm also going to show some alternatives. So if you wanted to stamp with me, then there is a cost. The cost is to use the host code I put into the description and purchase yourself the Dear Friend card kit. And when you do that, I will send you a little make and take pack for the alternative cards that I'll be showing in that workshop as well. And if you're like, oh, I don't know, I've never seen the Dear Friend kit, all that, I don't know, maybe I won't like the alternatives. The other option is come to the workshop, watch what's happening, and then if you love it, buy the Dear Friend kit then, and then you've got the video, and if you use that host code on that day, that weekend as well, then I'll send you the make and takes. You'll just have to wait. You won't be able to design with me. You'll have to come back and watch the video a second time. Yeah, so that's kind of what's happening on my workshop group, and the link is in the description. So if you want to join me, that would be awesome. I love offering those because then my friends in Canada can join me and purchase the kit, and my friends around the world can join me and just see what's happening and then purchase the kit from a demonstrator in their area. Oh, Elaine, you're getting your COVID shot. Excellent. My parents get to go next week, and apparently as a teacher I'm going to get to have mine in April, so kind of exciting. The cost of the kit, Janine, don't quote me on it, but I'm going to say $44 plus taxes and shipping and stuff. I can check that for you, and I'll leave it in the comments afterwards. I don't have a catalog right beside me, which is awful. I should. So yeah, but it's completely free to watch, and I delete a lot of like the actual workshop-y stuff from my previous workshops, but if you head over to that site, you can scroll through and still see the videos and the cards that I created in previous free workshops. There's even a workshop in there that I did featuring these Hey Chicks, where that egg die came from. So I leave up all the creative content, and I just get rid of the contests and stuff from there when we're done our workshops. So go enjoy that, and there's some more inspiration and some more videos there for you. All right, well, thank you so much again, everyone, for joining me, and I'll see you next Tuesday. Bye.